What is up, my friends, and welcome to the UFL Week In Review, one of the longest-running UFL podcasts in human history. This is show number 47. Week 6 of the UFL 2025 season is upon us. Today, we're diving into the Panthers-Battlehawks fan incident. You're not going to want to miss that. I have some interesting take. Troubling midseason TV ratings. We're a little worried about that. And the Corpus Christi AF1 Titans payment crisis. We have the scoop on that. Plus, stick around for our player of the week and our betting lines as we break that all down. Remember to like and subscribe and leave a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So with that being said, let's get started.
We love the moments, the memories, the magic, the game. So let's get more. More action. More celebration. More unforgettable. More football. More of what you love.
So the UFL investigated an incident between a player and fan at the Panthers-Battlehawks game. So after the Battlehawks-Panthers game, a fan got into it with Samson Nakua, the wide receiver of the Panthers. Samson is the brother of Rams wide receiver Puka Nakua. Panthers cornerback Adonis Alexander was also seen in the video. The UFL released a statement after that. The UFL is aware of the incident that took place last evening at the conclusion of the Michigan Panthers versus St. Louis Battlehawks game. League officials are currently investigating the matter. So, without further ado, let's get to the videotape. So what we learned a couple days later is that the United Football League had suspended now Samson Nakua for one game without pay for his altercation with the spectator following the Panthers game at the Dome. The suspension will begin this weekend when the Panthers game against DC Defenders, America's team, on Sunday, May 4th, was announced today by UFL Executive Vice President of Football Operations, Daryl Johnston. As part of the suspension, Nakua has agreed to participate in community service events to be arranged by the league, which will be determined later this season. Nakua released this statement in the Detroit News. He said, quote, "I would like to apologize to the Michigan Panthers, the UFL, and the fans who support our league for my actions on Saturday night following our game against St. Louis Battlehawks. I truly let my emotions get the best of me and accept the league's decision completely. To my teammates, I will be supporting you in spirit as you face DC this weekend and look forward to joining you the following week as we look towards the playoffs. I love this game and the people who play beside me. Most of all, I appreciate this league for providing me the opportunity to continue playing the game I love." Now, T. Tua, father of Michigan Panthers running back Tua Taioa, posted the following on social media about the incident. He said, quote, "We sat right behind them, but more in the middle of that section. We were the only Panthers fans in that section behind the Panthers bench. I've been to hundreds of different stadiums for NFL, NCAA, and high school sporting events supporting my sons throughout the years. I've been heckled and harassed before, so I knew not to get involved. Trust me when I say this. There was nobody in that stadium that me or my buddy, who is in ex-Special Forces, would have a problem with." Good for you. "This crowd was by far the nastiest," that's right, he says, "the nastiest I've ever been around. I could hear him clearly from where we sat. It wasn't just him. There was even women screaming at the players about the size of their private parts. People were trying to insult the Panther players with nasty negative comments that had nothing to do with football. A lady from the same fan base sitting a couple seats over from him said something to him about the heckling, and his reaction was, 'I just like to F with them.' There comes a point when you're going too far, and he was clearly beyond that point. He decided to spit on Nakua." And that's what he has, and this is what he had posted on social media. My take on this situation, so clearly Nakua should not have engaged with the fan. Of course, you can't slap him. He got suspended and fined, or he's suspended for one game. You don't want to fine him because they don't make a lot of money. However, my issue is it's time for these pro sports leagues to step up and show that this type of fan behavior is unacceptable. I knew the guy was being a tool. So far too often fans think just because you pay for a ticket, they can be rude and say whatever they want. These players don't make millions of dollars, which is why families no longer go to games. Was the fan drunk? I'm speculating that this fan was, and probably was, running his mouth all game long. Now we know from T, who said that the guy was. And since this incident took place after the game was over, I have no information on if the fan was drunk or not. They are more than welcome to reach out, whoever this fan is, or those who saw the incident, whoever you are, and tell your side of the story. But I assume, just for fun, that this guy was drunk. In any case, that fan, so that guy who got slapped in the face, should also be banned from the UFL. No need to stick your head out and egg on a player because you have liquid courage, pal. These types of fans are the reason people don't go to live games anymore. We are not the NFL. And supposedly if you spit on him, where was security? And I want the Battlehawks organization, you got plenty of fans, you got 30,000 in there. That guy should never, ever step foot in a UFL stadium ever again. It is not okay to do that. You can heckle, you can talk, but clearly these guys, and he was so just think about all the people that were around that guy. I was at a game, I was at the DC Defenders game against the San Antonio Brahmas, and there were San Antonio fans sitting out there, down a little bit below. I think they have a podcast or something. They were being a little too you know what, your team scores a point, you don't turn around, put your hands up and look at the fans. I get that, but they were being cordial, and I think security was kind of hey, settle down, and they did, and it was fine. Then this drunk loser just keeps yelling at them the whole time. Now, this guy was a straight-up dork trying to impress this chick that he's with. Yes, and if I ever see you at the stadium again, you can, by all means, come up to me, and I will tell you to your face that you're a dork trying to impress some chick. I've never seen that guy in the section before. And then he turned around to take a picture, and this guy was sloshed. And he was a pussy because he was drinking wine. I just want to point that out, too. So it's not. So I don't know who these two people were. They probably never been to games, but he was just drunk running his mouth. These leagues, the UFL and the NFL, particularly, that's people that don't like to go to NFL games because of that. They don't bring their kids. They don't. And then they kind of I've just heard from a lot of people that they don't like going to games because of this kind of stuff. If I was the owner of the DC Defenders, that's my goal, is to be the owner of the DC Defenders. Now I have about $20 I could put towards it. But maybe someday, as we're working towards things and shifting goals in life, maybe that could be a possibility. I like to have high goals, and DC Defenders is one of them. I would make sure, especially this weekend, to make sure that you remind the fans, hey, have fun, but you know what I mean? Don't be a jerk is what they do in Baltimore. Now, this fan who did this, he is also a loser and a broken soul, most likely. And if I found out that guy worked for me, I would fire him the next day, because I'd be like, listen, you're the reason why people don't go to NFL games. And I wish the UFL would make an example of this person. Now, I talked to my wife about it, and I said what would probably be the best solution, that, you know what I mean? The fan apologizes, Nakua apologizes, and maybe Nakua sends him a shirt, a signed shirt that says, hey man, we're cool. And the fan apologizes. This is the part that I don't like, because it's the fan that's causing your business to have problems. It's people like that. It's easy for security to go up to this guy and say, hey man, just why don't you settle down a little bit? Or somebody, if somebody gets too mouthy, and I don't know the security game, to just have somebody just in a yellow shirt, just stand by the guy and be like, hey, what's going on? You know what I mean? Because it's disrupting everybody around him. And this is the other thing. Drunk fan at the DC Defenders game and drunk fan at the Battlehawks game. You're not funny. You're not funny, and you're not entertaining. Basically, what it has on your head is a big old L, that you're a loser and you can't even handle your alcohol. If you need, how would I tell you this, Battlehawk fan that was being rude? How about with your kids, if you have kids, if anybody wants to mate with you, but let's assume that somebody did and made that mistake, that I will sit in you. I'll tell you what, I will pay the $70 that you paid for your seats, or maybe it's $100. I'll get some of my friends together. And while you're sitting watching TV, me and my pals are going to sit in your living room and heckle you and your family while you're trying to watch TV. How would you like that? Because here's the thing. You wouldn't heckle them if you weren't sitting up above them where you know that they can't touch you, because you are soft and you are a loser. I am sorry. There are people, I try to be a good Christian guy, and I'm also an Irish dude, 68% Irish, and I'm from Long Island. And if anything gets under my skin, it's when people are bullied. And when people act like that, like it really gets under my skin. I'll tell you another story. I had my other seats at the DC Defenders on the other side. And one time it was the beginning of the game. It was the 2023 season. And two guys that weren't even in my section standing in front of me started heckling the players. So I stood up next to them and I looked at them and I was like, dudes, what are you doing? This isn't the NFL. And I just kind of looked at them like, are you serious? And then they turned around and left. Like, if you go to sporting events and you heckle players and these ladies who are probably disgusting to look at, heckling them and talking about the size of their junk, like, you are a loser. You are plain and simple a loser, and we don't want you. I would rather have the league crumble than have loser fans like you going to our games. This is not how we do things in the UFL. We are not the NFL. We are not the NHL. We are not Major League Baseball. You pay your ticket because you're a loser and you're a broken soul and you need to just be you think you're funny. You're not. You're not funny. No one came to a game to have you yell at players about their private parts. Like, you are straight up beyond broken, which there's thousands and millions of people that are broken. I suggest you, for anything, maybe you have maybe this could be your come to Jesus moment, as Mark is trying to be as good Christian dude as I possibly can, even though I'm a punk kid from Long Island who is from, a little Irish, and I don't like bullies. And it just drives me nuts. But I think the leagues need to wake up and stop allowing this behavior. You don't need those people to come to games, because that one ticket that they sell with their two drunk friends impacts that whole vicinity. So that whole section. So let's say you had 200 people sitting in that section. Now that guy being a jerk could turn off 60 or 70 people in that section to never come to a game again. Or maybe 30%. So what you see, just doing straight math, those people are worthless. Like, they bring nothing to the table. So if that guy was a season ticket holder, here's your money back. Goodbye. You're not a season ticket holder name. I mean, maybe he could sneak into the games. Fine. But if he's a season ticket holder, take him away. Those people acting like that, the league, especially in St. Louis, you need to make sure that that stuff doesn't happen. Because you have such a limited fan base going to games. You want to make sure they have a good experience. And when losers like this guy that got slapped, who deserved it because he's a wuss, because he was sitting up top and he knew the football player who would kick his ass straight up, sat there. Just think about that impact that it has on your season ticket sale. So as the future owner of the DC Defenders, I can promise you that behavior would not go in my stadium. And what I would even put myself on the stadium at the beginning of the game or in the third quarter, because that's when people get lippy, you would have my face in a video basically saying, hey, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming to the game, supporting the UFL. Remember, we are not the NFL. Have a good time. If you're drunk, maybe you should drink a glass of water. And remember, don't be heckling the players and screaming out and being obnoxious. You know what the difference is between obnoxious and isn't. Y'all do. There's a difference between if the earth is flat, people who think the earth is flat and the earth is round. there's no debate on it. We know the difference. But if you are one of those fans, you are not welcome back here, and you are a loser. A loser that should be pelted with lemons. Maybe that's what we should do. fans who are obnoxious at the end of the game, that the other fans, the real true UFL fans, can pelt them with lemons. That would be good. I like that idea. That's how you solve the problem. Pelting people with lemons. So this really irked me and kind of pissed me off. And, this guy's a tool, and maybe you're not a tool guy with your, thinking you're funny or whatever. If you would like to, my email, podcast@uflnewshub.com. And maybe if you were in that section, maybe tell me something different that I don't know. But from what I see and my experiences at stadiums, including the DC Defenders game that I was at, and I've seen this before, not very often in the UFL. If you come to the UFL game from out of town, if you just come to a game, you're my pal. The San Antonio fans sitting at the front, they were a little obnoxious. They pulled it back. You're my pal. The Birmingham Stallions fans sitting in my section cheering their team, you're my pals. Thank you for coming. But people that act like that, I despise you. I don't want you in my league. Go watch, I don't know, IF1, because they could use the help, apparently. We'll get into that later. Or some other, you know what you should do, St. Louis Battlehawks fan? I want you to give up your tickets and go watch pillow fighting on ESPN. You can be a season ticket holder of pillow fighting on ESPN. That's what you should do. So let me know. Sorry for my rant. This kind of stuff really pisses me off because it hurts the brand and it hurts our league. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. We have Mike Mitchell. It's got the attendance report and TV ratings. So we're going to break this down for you. So heading in towards the second half of the UFL season, after 20 games, the UFL, despite a sluggish start out of the gates, is ahead of last year's pace in attendance. The season average attendance is 12,827. The UFL's progress is incremental at 0.6% ahead of last season's midway point, but it's progress nonetheless, baby steps towards for one of the most significant sore spots of the league. So we like that. In week 5, thanks to another strong showing by the St. Louis Battlehawks crowd, we love you guys, 30,406, except for the one loser fan. He can go away. And maybe some of those other losers in that section, we can minus them out and ban them. That's a whole other story. Watch my other video on that. In a thrilling home victory over Michigan and a solid number from the Brahmas, 14,427 in San Antonio's delayed home opener. The UFL saw its best weekly attendance average since week 2. Yay! I'm so happy for San Antonio bringing it. San Antonio should be up there with the DC Defenders. If not beat, really they should. They have a bigger stadium. They should beat the DC Defenders, even though we're a bigger area, I think. So the week 5 attendance figures: Birmingham 9,127, St. Louis 30,406, Arlington used to bring in better numbers, 9,544. San Antonio bringing strong, 14,427. So week average, 15,876. So the average attendance weekly, Mike Mitchell's got it breaking down. Week 1, 8,466. Week 2, 16,222. Week 3, 13,976. Week 4, 9,593, probably Memphis Showboats games. It's like Memphis Showboats home games is probably like 2 of those in there. And then, of course, this week, 15,876. So the cumulative total for attendance after 20 UFL regular season games, 256,540 in 2024 season after 43 games, including postseason, which occurred from late March through mid-June. The overall attendance total for the UFL was 581,016, an average of 13,512 per game. So the UFL, which has been ahead of pace of its recent spring league predecessors in TV viewership, still behind in team attendance figures. So you have that. St. Louis is solid. DC needs to bring it up. And that's the thing. You can kill this if you just get rid of a couple. Memphis, basically. But we all know Memphis actually, FedEx is a sponsor of the league, so Memphis isn't going to go anywhere. I think adding 2 new teams will help this number increase, and I think we'll be off to the races. That's if the league is going to do that. Why? Because, well, the Week 5 TV ratings stumble on ESPN and FOX, Mike Mitchell has the breakdown there. They incurred some stiff competition in sports TV landscape with the NBA and NHL playoffs continuing, but it was the 2025 NFL Draft that took away the most attention. It was also the first weekend of the 2025 UFL season that had only big network game, Fox, and 3 telecasts on ESPN. So that could be it. So Friday night, 8 p.m. featured the Birmingham Stallions Memphis Showboats, averaged 467,000 viewers. The telecast peaked at 681,000 viewers during the first 15 minutes. So people are tuning in, but then they go away. The game went directly against night 2 of the 2025 NFL Draft. I mean, you had all that stuff on with Sanders, and so all that drama. So I get that, which accumulated a combined 7.3 million viewers on ESPN, ABC, and the NFL Network and streaming outlets. So that was huge numbers. The 467,000 average is the lowest rated spring pro football game on Fox since a USFL game between the Panthers and Generals appeared on April 30th, 2023, that averaged 563,000 viewers. Saturday night, the Battlehawks Michigan Panthers game on ESPN averaged 615,000 viewers. Sunday afternoon's doubleheader on ESPN saw DC, America's team, Arlington game averaged 547,000 viewers. Now, I watch mine on Fubo or Disney Plus, I just want to point out. While the follow-up between the San Antonio and Houston averaged 391,000 viewers. Overall, it was a challenging week for the UFL. The Week 5 average viewership was 504,500. Its lowest viewership week total since the USFL-XFL merger. Week 6, the UFL will have the 3 big network telecasts, starting with Friday night on Fox, with the Arlington Renegades and St. Louis Battlehawks square off, so that will be a good game. ABC will air Saturday noon clash between Memphis and Houston. That's the perfect spot to put them. Sunday, DC and Michigan face off on ESPN2 at noon. That should be a good game. And Week 6 season finale sees the San Antonio Brahmas Birmingham Stallions. I thought Brahmas were for real. That is 4 p.m. on Fox. So I have a feeling things will get up there as well, but we will just have to see how that goes. So let us know what you think in the comments. So a little AF1 crisis. So we cover the AF1. Lee Lyons is our guy covering the AF1. So 8 Corpus Christi Tritons were released following a payment dispute. So he had earlier written about how there was a problem with management and pay, and players had put something out. This is kind of the culmination. He had that story first, and then this kind of accumulated. Well, let's get right into it. So the AF1's transaction report listed 8 Tritons, including 3 confirmed holdouts. So basically, as being immediately released from the team also suspended 2 players, but it's unclear if the suspensions or release are in any way related to the team's payment issues. So last week, we reported that on a financial dispute between the management of the Tritons and a large portion of their roster that came to light Friday night / Saturday morning, after at least 6 key players on their roster refused to suit up in the team's ignominious 100-12 loss to the Albany Firebirds. That's right. Who had the over on that? The 6 players that were confirmed were Fred Payton Jr., Darius Prince, Kivanis Workman, Isaiah McFarland, Dwayne Hollis, and Robert Fuentes. The information we gathered so far as to why players sat out, according to the Times Union, Adam Schinder, Firebirds coach Damon Ware was quoted as saying the Triton players refused to play because, quote, some obligations that were missed, a.k.a. they didn't get paid. Schinder also noted that rumors had swirled on social media for several weeks concerning the Tritons' financial troubles. So just put that in there as well. According to Arena Insider's Anthony Carter, the players refused to suit up because they hadn't been paid. Carter quoted defensive end Robert Fuentes as saying online, players can't play for free. If they paid up, this wouldn't have been the outcome. According to Indoor Football Insider, some players haven't been paid in 3 weeks. According to AF1's transaction page, the released players will not have to wait to clear waivers and will immediately be able to sign with any other team. So we kind of went through those. Torrance Williams, Reggie Howard, Jamel Wynn II. Keep your eyes peeled. Some of the guys will be wearing new uniforms. We haven't heard anything that yet. that's kind of where it is. So basically at around 3 p.m., the AF1 released the following statement. Over the past week, there's been widespread news, rumors, speculation, and innuendo about the Corpus Christi Tritons and their status as members of Arena 1 Football 1. The league is aware of all this, and more than it is not public at this time, we are working with all players, coaches, and teams to diligently gather all the relevant facts and information prior to final resolution of this complex and fluid situation. You either pay me or you're not. All information provided via the AF1.com is accurate, up to date, including schedules and players' transactions. The Tritons have yet to release a statement. There was other stuff in there. Players saying thank you, Corpus Christi. Tritons are off until May 12th. They don't have a full roster, so we'll have to kind of see how that plays. But the AF1 into financial trouble. I am IFL person myself. Actually interviewed some people from the IFL, especially when they had that partnership with the XFL, but I don't think they talk about that anymore. But so trouble in Corpus Christi. We will continue to monitor this story of not being able to play their players. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you watch AF1? I'd be curious if you watch any of those games.
Welcome to Pulse AI Solutions, where we empower small to medium-sized businesses with cutting-edge AI technology. At Pulse AI Solutions, we specialize in AI consulting, providing expert advice to help you integrate AI into your business operations effectively. Our custom AI solutions are tailored to meet your unique needs, ensuring you get the most out of AI technology. We offer comprehensive digital management packages, including website management, hosting, video editing, digital marketing, advertising, content creation, and search engine optimization. Our tech innovation services keep your business ahead of the curve with the latest advancements in AI and technology. From AI product management to enhancing your digital presence, we provide end-to-end support for all your AI needs. Join the revolution with Pulse AI Solutions and transform your business operations today. Visit us at pulseaisolutions.com to learn more about our services and how we can help your business thrive. Contact us today for a free business assessment.
All right, we are back wrapping up the show. Go definitely check out Mike Mitchell's midseason TV ratings report. Is the league in trouble? I want you to take a look at it. Let me know what you think. But he talks and he compares other leagues and what their TV ratings are right now. So it's good, it's bad. You just have to find out. Check out Mike Mitchell's article. Make sure you also check out Greg Parks is writing for us and all the great writers. We appreciate all of them at UFL News Hub putting out the content. The site is getting better. It's made a little bit of money. Now I don't have to pay writers basically out of my own pocket. That the site is kind of helping fund some of that stuff. So we're moving in the right direction. Hopefully we'll finish the league strong. Oh, and by the way, we might be having a pool for the UFL championship game that is for charity, but you can also win money. That is in the works. So basically you pay and you get just like you do for the Super Bowl, you get a block, and then it's going to be $40 a block. And if you want to be part of that, I will let you know as it gets closer to we get the championship season, but it's all for charity. That is coming soon, so that will be a lot of fun. Stay for that. UFL News Hub Player of the Week. Memphis Showboats came up with a huge play and one of the most exciting, explosive plays in the UFL season. Isaiah Henney caught that missed field goal. I mean, that was a lot of fun. Also, Dresser Wynn played well. So Henney is your UFL News Hub Player of the Week there because you know why? He's also the UFL, that's UFL News Hub. UFL Football League announces their standout players. Dresser Wynn came in with the Memphis Showboats. Nearly 900 days after his last start during his collegiate career at University of Tennessee at Martin, Wynn made a triumphant return to the field past Friday, debuting for the Memphis Showboats in his first professional start. He guided the Showboats to their first victory of the season, 24-20 overtime win against the defending champion Birmingham Stallions. So congratulations to him. Exciting to see. Dresser Wynn is your Showboats quarterback. We now know from Mike Nolan, he's not going to play around. Perkins is the guy, should be the guy. Just leave him in as the offensive player for them. So he is the Pizza Hut Offensive Player of the Week. Pizza Hut, where's your gluten-free pizza? And sponsor this show. And I'll eat, if you have gluten-free pizza, do it. Ajane Harris, of course, wins again. as one of the league's premier defensive players. He wins the Player of the Week. Ortho Defensive Player of the Week. There's a brush in you. Oh, no, that's the lawn care guys. I forget. Congratulations to him. He's been balling out. He is basically your defensive MVP right now. And special teams, Isaiah Henne with that huge play. Congratulations to him as well. IFL, speaking of a league that is not going under, and they actually had some really big, it was either TV numbers or attendance number. It's like their biggest like attendance weekend or something like that. Your coaches poll is out. Arizona Rattlers are number one. If you would like to, we're still looking for reporters at UFL News Hub. If you'd like to report on the IFL, we'd love to have somebody. My Massachusetts, actually, I did change teams because Jacksonville Sharks are now in there, but you get the Rattlers, number 1, Steamwheelers, Bay Area Panthers at 3, Green Bay Blizzard is 4, Jacksonville Sharks are 5. I would love to go to the game. Vegas Nighthawks with the coolest field. They are number 6, San Diego Strike Force at 7, and my old Michigan Panther, the Massachusetts Pirates, they're at number 9, and they have 14 teams in the league. Just want to kind of throw that out there for you. And we've got our DraftKings. I'm doing it live right here on the thing. Let's go with, we're going to start up. I always just do the $5 double up just for fun. I think I won some money in the betting odds, and I think I won a little bit last week with this as well. Memphis Showboats, I'm going with, I think I might be going with Jalen McClendon. He, 10 points, solid, kind of gets you a touchdown. Oh, he didn't get any touchdowns. Paying low for him. Perkins, but he's going against my DC Defenders. His game log, he's been 20 all 3 days. You got to go with the guy. Jordan Ta'amu, well, you know what I can do? I can go with my guy, Jordan Ta'amu. He is 37. He's killing it, so we'll go with him. Homer pick, yeah, I know. Running back, Kalen Ballage has been playing really good. 15 points last week. He did have a couple clinkers. Maybe he's going to get on there. I always try to look at attempts. He doesn't get a ton of attempts. He's only got 10. They are taking on St. Louis, who's got a great defense. So I'm not sure about that. White, how does he look? 11 attempts, 40 yards. He's kind of been consistent. We'll go with Zaquandre White there. On your offensive side of thing, has Hall been doing? 9 receptions, 10 targets. I look for targets. He's getting the targets. So Justin Hall is a guy. I think Chris Rowland gets targets. 12 and 10. That's what you want to look for is targets. On the flex, David Davis is returning. I was afraid that he might, how guys coming back from injury. Adams, now he's got a guy to throw to him. Only 6 targets, 5 targets. He should be a 10-target guy. Maybe that win is kind of get going. Maybe we'll put Jonathan Davis in there, though he kind of paying a little too much for him. And let's see. Let's go with the defense. We'll add defense on here. Oh, we don't have. I can't do that. Definitely not doing him then. On the defensive side, got to go with the homer pick of the DC Defender. So I've got $5,000 to spend. Let's see here. We'll organize it by salary. 5,900 kind of thing. We've got, let's see, Davon Davis. 5 targets. I think we could go with him. And then I think Kirk Merritt. I don't think he did. Oh, he did only 6 attempts. That's not enough for Kurt Merritt. Oh, I can't even pick him. Duh. Jackson has been decent. Splitting the carries. Not a lot of attempts there. I think he's kind of definitely the backup guy. San Antonio, Ward, Smith, Lassiter. I think, did Lassiter have a good game last week? 5 targets. He's gotten a 10-target game. So I think we'll go with the Memphis Showboat, Lassiter. But though Davis is back, so that might change. So I'm going to take that one off there. Well, we can't do Samson Nakua because he is suspended. Stevenson. Corbin. That's Corbin. 1 attempt, two attempts there. Smith. I don't think they use him much. Ward. 4 attempts, 7 attempts. We'll go with Greg Ward. And there you go for your game lineups there. And then I'll always add that. What I do is, because I don't want to, I'm not like a gambling person. So I'll do a couple like cheaper double ups and do like the big ones with the big prizes. Oh, here's a free one. I'll do that one. Let's see what some big prizes are. I'll do like this $1 one. I don't like the ones where you can do multiples because I don't want to do $5. Do like $2 on these ones because usually don't win those. I'll do the $1 one for whatever, since there's not going to be a lot of people doing it. Betting odds this week: Arlington at Battlehawks. We got the Battlehawks favored by 2 points. What do you think? You think they're back in it? You think they're going to fire on all cylinders against Arlington? I'm going to go. Well, first of all, let's do it with the over-under, and then we'll do the Finn pick of the week, my dog Finn. I am going to go with I'm going to go with the over on that one. 36 points, Houston Roughnecks. I think this will be an over. Memphis Showboats, Houston Roughnecks on Saturday at 12. DC Defenders, America's team against the Panthers. I'm going to go with the under on that one. And then San Antonio Brahmas, Birmingham Stallions. I'm probably going to go with over that. That's my 4-pick parlay. And there I just bet $1. And then the Finn picks. Let's see here. Brahmas have not been playing well, but Stallions aren't as dominant as they were before either. So I think we want to stay away from that game. I think the Defenders-Panthers game is going to be a close one. I'll take the DC Defenders with the 2 points on that one. Houston Roughnecks, Memphis Showboats. Yikes. I'm going to go with the over on that one. And I think I'm going to pick the St. Louis Battlehawks as well. Finn is going to pick the St. Louis Battlehawks to win. That's the Finn parlay. So take the points with the DC Defenders. It would take the spread 2.5. Memphis Showboats 36.5 on the under. I don't think they'll score. Do you think they'll score? I don't know. I should change my mind. And then Battlehawks with the win there. 37.5 to San Antonio Brahmas. I don't know. But anyway, we'll go with that bet. And that is the bet for there. And that is it, my friends. We appreciate you checking in. Reminder to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, leave us a review on iTunes and Spotify. And also, reminder, we have a question of the week. I keep forgetting to do this question of the week. Your thoughts on the Samson Nacua suspension. My take on it. Do you think I'm mean? Do you think I'm right? I'm on. Email me, podcast@uflnewshub.com, or call 888-430-7692, extension 3. And we would love to answer your viewer emails and questions, so definitely do that. Reminder to like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave us a review on iTunes and Spotify. And that is it from me, folks. As always, God bless. And I will see you all. Enjoy the games. Later.